Good morning. So today I'm just going to go over my daily makeup tutorial that involves contouring, highlighting, as well as just a bronzy smoky eye. Really simple, great daily look. So to start, I prepped my face with Nivea Day Cream here. It has an SPF of 15. I usually try to get the highest SPF I can, just because that ages your skin the most is the sun, and especially if you don't have SPF in your foundation, and I don't have some of my foundation day. So to start, I start with my Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating Primer. Even though I have combination skin, I believe in hydrating at all costs. You can always mattify later using a translucent powder. So I just used a very small amount there, and it spreads really easily. I tend to use my hands for my foundation application, and then use my smudger later along with a big powder brush for my loose powder. But other than that, most of it is with my hands. I find that's just the most accurate, and I put it all around my eyes as well. Again, you're setting again later with the powder, so you don't need to worry about anything slipping down. Next, I use my Aqua Seed CoverGirl Smoothers. I actually just recently got this one. I was using a Smashbox foundation, and I just time for a new one, and I'm really happy with this one because I find it is still moisturizing, which is really important, but you get the coverage of foundation versus, BB cream or one of those items on the market. Another nice thing about applying with your hands is you can feel exactly where your foundation is going, and you can really blend, especially when we're just making one solid base. It makes it really easy. Now, some schools of thought, I know Bobbi Brown Makeup and a couple others, believe in putting on your concealer first. However, I'm in the school of thought that you should put on your concealer after you've leveled the playing field here with your foundation, just because otherwise you would see how I'm rubbing it in, making sure it's all blending. If I put on my concealer beforehand, it would all be gone. Okay, next I'm using my Physicians Formula Youthful Wear. It's a really light concealer. It's much lighter than my natural complexion, but it's perfect for highlighting. This is where you start. So first you're going to start here, down the bridge of your nose, in your eyes. Don't forget this inner corner here. A lot of darkness can hide there. And then I also go up like this to grab the cheekbones. Now I have some blemishes right here, so I'm going to go ahead there, but then generally you just highlight this spot and right there. Okay, so that's most of it. Now I like to do it one at a time and blend one color at a time, so I'll just go through, pat the region where I have blemishes, and then where I don't, and I'm just highlighting, I just rub it in there under my eyes as well. And it's nice because I have that nice primer and that moisturizing foundation. This does not feel hard or cakey at all, whereas if you haven't primed properly, it could be feeling a little hard to move. And your eyes are, the skin around our eyes is so sensitive. We want to make sure that when we're moving that it's nice and moisturized and that it's not at all pulling the skin. Okay, so again, highlighting the center part. And down the nose, I actually don't blend it as much. That part I wait. I just pull it right down, straight right down the center of your nose to elongate. My nose is not super small, so I always like to do that. Next, okay, this is my favorite part, contouring. So I used CoverGirl and Olay. This is the darkest color I could find. I love it because you don't want something orangey. This would be for African American skin, but as a contour, it's perfect. I love being able to use a cream stick versus having to use a concealer, take it out, apply it on. This is just so much easier. So you're just really, you can apply it like that, or you can apply just around. It's totally up to you. Another area, a crucial one, is right in here along your nose. Okay, and right up here along your temples, and then that's as low as you're going to go on your temples, okay? And then we're going to go along the edge, bottom, on your neck. Again, we're going to blend this all out. Okay, and then the most important part I find is this part right here. So you can find your cheekbone right here. If you want to smile, you can see it. So I can be able to see it, and I just go almost right to my lip here. Okay, so you can see that they're a little different. It's not a big deal. You're going to blend it out. Alright, so right now I look ridiculous, so I use my sponge here. You can tell that I use it often. Now, you really want to get it right up into your hairline here. Get it nice and blended in, especially along your hairline. If you have longer hair and you're wearing your hair up, you really want this to be seamless. So just get it right up in there using circular motions. First, you'll still see a distinction, but again, we will blend that out. So even there, you can see, how do I deal with this? I take it over to another side of the sponge. There you go. Blend it right out, and we're blended there. So we'll just continue down the side. And again, you don't want to carry your shadow over your cheekbone here, okay? So you just really want to blend that out in here, especially if you're doing a smoky eye. That will make it so much more extreme. Of course, because of my lighting, this side already looks more extreme. So I like to do kind of the general areas first. And especially if you are a little bit older, some areas of your skin, or if your skin just has more wear, you know, some of us do, you might feel like you might have to hold some of your skin taut when you do this, just to make sure that there are no wrinkles. This stuff should end up inevitably being invisible, okay? And along your chin line there, you're wanting to have it right underneath, down, so kind of really all in this section, and then just slightly coming up around so that it's slimming without anyone knowing it's there, okay? And now for the cheekbone. So again, see how I have this break here? We're really going to want to move that right up in there. So I'm doing circular motions, but always coming back up towards my ear. And blending is your favorite thing. If you don't have the patience to blend, don't bother using a contour. Just use a light bronzer with a big brush, okay? You can see there it's not quite all blended, so again I'm using another section of the sponge to blend it out, okay? At this point, since I'll decide maybe to add a little bit more, a little bit less, and then down here, around the eye, don't move in circular motions here, okay? We're wanting to keep it really slender, and this actually contour ends up being a little bit more obvious. You can just blend it right up with your nose so it looks like you have a nice strong arch here, okay? And then again, I'll take the left side and kind of blend it all down so there's no line. Next on the list is our powder. Before I do anything on my eyes, take a nice big powder brush here. I've got lots of, this is a Clinique translucent powder. I like to get them as light as I can. I'm currently looking for a lighter one even than this, so I like to leave, this works as our power barrier. So this way if anything falls while I am doing my eye makeup, I'll just be able to sweep it away, and then I'll also get an extra highlight out of it. So I do that now. I consider this part of my contouring method, doing my brows. You can see here, I'm a little sparse in here. You want to fill it out to have a bold brow. There's nothing wrong with having a bold brow. Sometimes some people might shy away, but if you are a little shy, like I'm using a blonde pencil, my brows are really probably like a medium brown. Okay, so you always want to have it matched up with the corner of your eye here, so I'm really sparse in here. So that's an area that I really create a brow for myself, okay? Sorry, my little dog gets so excited when I do tutorials. She just wants to be included. Speaking of eyebrows, I probably need to get mine done, but let's not focus on that. For me, my main area is the front of it that I'm looking sparse. For others, it might be really filling out that end. So you never want to be too skinny. You really want to have a nice broad arch. But you can see already, and what that's done for the contouring. Having that stronger brow, but I'd by no means look like Helga, you know, so, or Frida. Yeah, nobody likes a Frida unibrow. Okay, so next, starting with my eyes. So I've got my MAC color here, and this one is in Retrospect. So this one is a nice highlighter, although it is definitely a larger, almost like pixel, if you will, than most. But I take a nice wide brush. I just put that all along, from in here in the corner of my eye, right up the top, again using a nice big brush. This brush set is a new one I just got from Quo. That's the brand Shop and Stroke Mart uses as theirs. Now I also always pay special attention right in here in the corner of my eye. Never forget to highlight right in there. And if you want something like this, you can also brush just a little on your cheekbones. We can blend it out after when we rub in the translucent powder. So you can see we've got that all over. Now, second I'm going to use my Smashbox. You can see I've used lots of this one. The color is gone. This is just like a medium brown, okay? And that one, again, I'm going to still use a wider brush because this is the beginning of our contour. But it's not so severe yet. This color is very natural. And if you're just grabbing brush and you're just even applying with your hands, this one is just fine. And most people won't even know that you have a contour in the eye, a makeup on to begin with, but they will think you are beautiful. So again, when you're doing your contour, you really want to find the crease of your eye, but a little above it. And right in here. Even though I said always give light, you do want your contour to come right in because it does awesome things for your eyes and really makes them pop. Okay? Now next is my main contour color. So this is when I'm going to move to a full contouring brush. Okay? And this one is the MAC Eyeshadow Tempting. So again, this one's just a really nice kind of cooler bronzy tone. Okay? So this one we are just doing right in here. And the contour brush is excellent for this reason. You can see like I found my brow bone and it just follows right in. Now that's the basic contouring. If I were to leave that, it looks a little tough, okay? So then I bring it in, depending on your eye shape, depending on where you like to bring your contour in. I always like to bring it in to end up being more of a cat eye. So you can still see the brightness in here, but towards the edge it starts to close in, okay? And I often will finish it with a liquid liner too, but it's totally up to your personal style. Some people would rather do a dark one all on the lid and up, but I generally like to keep mine like a cat eye, and then I just make sure we're blended out there. Excellent. Next, I take my Benefit waterproof. This is a pencil liner here, so I just go through, apply that messily along my line. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to smudge it out. This is just to make it a little bolder when I go through to put my liquid liner on, okay? So I'm not making any shape. I'm not even going that far out. If you want to do it on the bottom, that's when you do it right now. Now I just take the smudger on the end and I'm just working that into my lash line. Even if you don't want to do a liquid liner on top, this definitely gives you a much bolder lash line. And for just an everyday look, if you find a liquid liner is too bold for you, this is where you could cut it off, throw on some mascara, and you'd be awesome. Okay, so then next, I'm using my Physicians Formula. It's a pen, which I like because you get a nice bold line. Painting that on, up, and then we'll just mesh these two together. Okay, you can see how that is. It's just a nice bolder finish when you've put a liner on before. Not to mention, I find, since I like such moisturizing primers and I moisturize right before I put on, which everyone should do, I do find otherwise that it will slip all over. So having powder shadow on as well as a liner helps a lot. Now for my eyes, again, keep that translucent powder barrier there, because this also is a great fix if you get mascara all over your face, which happens sometimes. We are running out the door. And again, this one is a CoverGirl Professional. You can tell I'm just loving CoverGirl right now. I'm finding that their products are lasting me a nice long time. They're going on smoothly, not leaving me with a dry, cakey finish, but they're also not too heavy. Whereas previously I found some brands that have your SPF, it's just so heavy, because again, I do believe in moisturizing. And see right there, I hit my brush. I would have a big black mark if I had not had that translucent powder. So next, again, we're back to our big brush. My eyes are done. You could have totally lined the bottom if you wanted to, but I decided not to. You can see I still got a little bit of liner on the other day, and then you're taking your big brush, sweeping right under your eye and away. And just to finish off, I'm taking my slightly smaller powder brush, just using a cheapie here, Cheeky Glow by NYC, just lightly dusting. And I just like to put even though I've contoured, I like to give a little bit of color to my cheeks, just coming kind of right up here in the apples of my cheeks from the contour, okay? I've had my hair cut back. And this is the powder I mentioned earlier today in my blog. It's just all in here. So right now I really need a haircut, so my hair's feeling super heavy. So with that powder in there, my hair can go as big as I want or as tame as I'd like. And I also need to get my color done. It's been a busy season. But anyways, so you can see the contours happening here. It's a nice gentle contour. I'll bring it so we have some more natural lighting so you can see it's sort of my cluttered house. But there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Let me know if there's any other things you'd like to do. I am a makeup artist in my spare time as well as, a hairstylist. So let me know if there's any hair makeup questions you have or any fashion things that you're loving these days. Okay, have a great day.